Hey guys, StarCraft here, and like I ended yesterday with my Black Label DC books, I figured I'd do a little something different, though talk a bit about the crowdfunding books. Yeah, because this is going to go more beyond just talking about some of the other crowdfunding books, and I'm probably going to get some flack for some of this, but crowdfunding isn't what it felt like. Not anymore. What do I mean by that? Let me get this out of the way first. Feels like everyone's coming up with a crowdfunding project, which is their right, they're fine to do it. But I'll be honest, some of these campaigns don't feel special. Not anymore. Many of them feel generic or just pulled out from their butt. It used to be a case of, we're going to make these so we can show the company what we want, to show that we know what we're talking about. Nowadays, it feels more and more like, let's just pull it out while there's still money to be made and try and get it done. That's what it feels like. I'm not accusing everyone of it. There are some I feel that are done with heart. That umbrella guys, is Littlest Umbrella, or Cecil's Cash Grab. There's heart to those. But some of the other ones, I'm not going to list any names there, and this goes on all sides of this community. There's plenty of them lately that just feel like, well, kind of like with Cecil's book, they're cash grabs. They're just being done just to put something out there. And I don't see anyone ever promote them. No one really ever talk about their stuff. And I've been wanting to do my own Kickstarter for quite a while. Still haven't got my artists in a row and everything. I still need to plan out everything out for my stuff. But with mine, here's another problem I've also seen. And I'll get talking about the other books, but I just want to get this out of the way. I've noticed there's more and more people who are backing the book out of loyalty. Now, I did a poll a while ago trying to find out, do people do it for what's in the book? They do it for loyalty, and almost everyone voted for what's in the book. I think because people knew it was me doing the poll, some people wouldn't write for that, or they didn't know what I was talking about. Because lately, I don't see that. I see people more backing the book because of who is backing, if it's part of their group or whatnot, or if it's because he's representing people who are against another group, or if it is for somebody that's in the book, it's just, ooh, pretty pictures. I don't see many people put much more thought into the stories. There's plenty who are. Monster MD, for example. Can't wait for that. And some of the other ones, of the earlier ones, still show there's a lot of story, which surprised me even. But for others coming out, I don't know. I just look at them, they don't even talk about it. The creators don't put much effort besides like a few like, okay, here's this and that. Okay, let's talk drama now. Things like that. It's like, no one really cares about the comics anymore. They want to put their own story out there in a comic format, which is, again, perfect as in their right. But I'm not feeling like people are meant to actually make legit comics anymore. I'll get back to this by the end. But I'm going to go over all of my crowdfunding books that I own in the physical format anyway. Yep, I got a lot. For example, your boy Zach's first one that got released anyway, Iron Sight. This one, and I am going to do a proper review on this eventually. Just look at that artwork there. It's all weird and everything, but when you take into account how this is meant to be done in the style of, like, you find this rag at a rest stop toilet. In that regard, it works. It's meant to be intentionally on the crappy side. The artwork is so good at it, I'm saying. But it's all intentional because that's what your boy Zach, what Richard was going for. And he did a very good job. Enough that I backed the second one. I cannot wait for that one to come out whenever it does. But you can tell he has good ideas and there's a passion here. Much like on, sticking with your boy Zach, Jawbreakers, the one that started it all, and the follow-up. These ones, you remember my reviews for them. These ones are clearly done with love. He has stories, he has characters, he has a lore thought out. Might be a little on the confusing side, the directions he's going, especially when it comes to how a bunch of the characters get bumped off so way too easily, and yet we still have time for their origin here. He has it all thought out. We're going to give him in different, chronological orders and all that, but at the same time, though, again, you can tell Zach has a passion. He has ideas he wants to tell. He wants to just get his stories out there. Yes, he's making money, but he's using all that money to start up the next campaigns, get other people to and to pay other people to help out along the way. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Can't really turn my head that well with where the spot is at. But like I said, Zach clearly has an idea. And he's utilizing all the stuff he has gained up well. And he's trying to push the whole notion of try and get everything at least to a good percentage before you actually announce the campaign. Which I like. Wish more people would do that. Then you got one of the more notorious ones. But again, as I said, I liked it. Easton's Cyber Frog, Blood Honey, and 1998. I just put in a thing for my other ash can, and if I could be honest, it shouldn't have to resort to that. It really shouldn't. Things should have been good and ready to go right from the beginning. I'm gonna get that complaint right out of the way. Things should be done better. Easton, if you ever watch this, I hope you do better on the next one. Either warts and all or wrecked planet. Either way, make sure everything's ready to go and you actually have it all sent out. Because I'm able to accept this fine this once. Because in the end, the final product did surprise me and the writing was surprisingly solid. But at the same time, don't make it a habit. Because then all that tells me is you're giving your and your customers way too little credit. Then you also have Graveyard Shifts by Mark Polton and John Malin. And this one in particular, this one came out fine. I kind of regret not getting the Ashcan copy that Nerd Wonder had worked on, but I am getting the digital version. And this one came out very well. I've had my beefs with it. Maybe I should do a proper review eventually. There's a part in here I'm not going to show still gives me problems, but very much a image style book, and not that in a bad way, and I really still like this one came out very well, and it got me enough to want to get the next book. Then you have Mike Miller's Lone Star. Say what you will about Mike, but Mike especially recently, but this got me interested. I mean, when I was at the review copy, of which I admit I botched the first time, I really botched it. But when you see the cover, you think, oh, this is just going to be like a Captain America type of ripoff. But no, it turns out there's soldiers and all that dealing with vampires, among other things. He revealed there's a lot more going on. And a lot of characterizations I like. Yes, we know how religious Mike can be. But when he did the religious moment here, it felt real. It felt like, yeah, these guys are saying a prayer before going into combat. I think your boy Zach even once said, they do that. And again, this turned out really well, and I like it. I am backing the second one, and I'll very least back the third one to wrap up the story. Where it goes from there is anyone's guess. Now, this one was not a crowdfunding, but it leads into the one that is. My Hero Macadamia, alongside was Walmite and Walmite First Term Part 2, and just added in Trump Space Force. These three Tim Lim books are very, very good. I mean, it's a political parody of the most funny kind. Both of them are, you can tell what they're parodying, or in the case of Trump Space Force, just how far they're willing to go. And the thing about Tim Lim, and I guess I'll just grab it out right now. When else it comes to him and Doug Ernst on Soul Finder, for example, and he gets the job done. He makes sure the book is ready to go. That's why I'm definitely looking forward to Common America. Yep, I am definitely looking forward to that one. And even his stuff on Soul Finder. Doug Ernst came up with a great story, and Tim Lim, he's a workhorse. He gets his stuff done, ready, and much like with your boy Zach, they make sure they have just about everything ready to go before they're done. And him then sending it out to Antarctic Press afterwards so that other people can get it, so they got a version of it, is very good as well, because basically it still spreads it out there, and it gets those who are still interested in such books wanting to get it. Because that's another big thing that's bothering me. we should still be able to put books out in the stores. I get when people are like, oh, look what they did to your boy Zach for Jawbreakers. Guys, it's been said time and again, those were a handful of people, and the majority of them are not like that. And the majority of these people, yes, complain about the big chains you want, but the mom and pop ones who really don't have much of a choice in what they're doing, don't tell them, put yourself out of business just to try and stick it to them, because that's not right. And to say, fuck the LCSs, that's even worse. Come on, guys. Now then there's Flying Sparks. Flying Sparks, I don't have much really to say about it. Been a while since I've read through it, and it's meh. Sorry, JDA, I'm just being honest. And even you said the art is not the best. And you've put out a lot more. After this, and the initial premise caught my eye. But after that, not really. That's just my opinion. But it really hasn't caught my eye afterwards. I considered doing the second one. Nah, changed my mind. And then any ones afterwards have been, well, again, just not interested. Sorry. You also have Black and White. I did my review on it. This one took a bit longer to come out, but still very well done. It's just a remastering, which allows me to accept a lot more flaws. I also got the Ashcan copy. Very well done, and, well, like I said, it was very good. Just check out my review for it. But this, it took some time. It was a bit of a delay for a remastering, but not the worst. Pistorella. Nice, short, sweet little story. Also did a review on it. And for what it was still a good story that got the job done. It was serviceable. I mean, again, I really did like how it told it, but I wished for a little more. I'm openly admitting. But again, for what it is, I liked it. The Meg. This one took way too long to come out. But in the end, it was worth it because I got a great adaptation of a book that I never read, but I really want to now. And even though I only backed the regular edition, I ended up getting one of the ones with Steve Alton's autographed little book plate on it. That surprised me. I don't know if Mike was just trying to get rid of them or something. I don't know. But I really was glad for that. Then you have Flying Fortress. I am going to do a review on this. I just got a little bit in a funk, but I will get to it. This is one of the cases where, and I've talked to Eric Weather about this, and he understood completely, where I'm going to give a free pass for any awkward artwork because this was not meant for Comicsgate initially. This was meant to be just an independent published book, and that early artwork is meant to be rough because, well, it was done just on the indie scene. Whereas the later artwork is when things get a lot better, and it does. And this was just meant to be a remaster and collecting, which I liked as well. Came out relatively on time. You could tell there was a lot of love and effort. Thickness is one of the thicker of the books that I've gotten. And what else can I say? I really like that. Everglade Angels. I got a review coming out next week. Blake had asked that because she wants to make sure everyone gets all their stuff in. And this one, I'll just simply say, very well handled, nice little one-off story, and I really liked it. Again, took a little longer. A lot of these books took a little longer. They weren't exactly on time. Not even Tim Lim's books. But still, at least being on time was what it said on the website. But it still came out within a timely fashion. There's still no Red Rooster. I'm way on that one. That one, Mitch and Elizabeth, it better be good. That's all I'm going to say. Given it a length of time and everything, I hope it's worth it. Ethan surprised me. I hope you two do as well. Now then there's the big ones, obviously. Bigfoot Bill. Kind of wish I got in the backup books, but Doug, we're going to get more into things. With Doug and Ethan and Mike. This, plus Earthworm Jim, I really like them for the story. That's the big thing I want to get out of here. And I've said this before. Unless someone does something to me personally, like Donald had a while back, which is unfortunately why I'm not backing Cash Grab or among other things like that. I can't bring myself to do it, not with him. He made it personal, and I can't do it. But with people like Doug and Mike and Ethan and all that, I am willing enough to, if it catches my eye, or if it's something I already know, like with this property, I am willing enough to put my money down and back it. Because here's how I work. If I look at it and stuff like the Prendamis catches my eye and it looks like it's going to be good, I will put my money down eventually. The only one I ever did the first day was the Expendables, but any of the other ones, I will eventually get to it when either I have the money or it's down to the wire and I have no choice. but yeah, that's what I usually put the money down. And if it's a one shot, then that's fine. If it's there's going to be more of it, I might be a completionist, but for the most part, it has to catch my eye. Like with Flying Sparks. First one was alright, but not enough. Whereas so much of the other ones, like Lone Star and Jawbreakers and Bigfoot Bill and all that, and Cyberfrog, all have caught my eye. Ethan made his worth it despite the delays. Your boy Zach clearly has a plan, etc., etc. But I am going in for what the work is. I could care less who's involved with it. It's like with Vestige, for example. Oh, it looks great. But I don't know much about it from when I look on the website, and just by the visuals alone, it doesn't tell me enough for me to make a decision one way or the other. Sorry. Cash grab. Again, if it wasn't for Donald, I'd back that because it at least catches my interest quite a bit. But that's what I feel these crowdfunding should be. It should be good ideas, and you back them based on the idea. Like with my thing, I have decades, like 2 decades worth of ideas up here in my noggin, or at least concepts and everything in my noggin that I want to tell. And I want to share it because I've been wanting to build this up for so long. I want to let it out before I burst. And I gotta say, a lot of these people I'm looking out there, again, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to slam anyone. I'm just giving my opinion. I personally think that they're just coming up with it right before, like leading into the campaign and then coming up with it then and there, which is fine. But it doesn't feel like there's a passion behind it. I just feel like there's going to be done-in-ones and a bunch of done-in-ones. Not all of them feel like series. Like Walmart. They have that set for a trilogy when you have Mandalorian. I like the first 2. I'm definitely going to get it. Jawbreakers, keep on going to watch it. Because you can tell they have ideas. Now, in the case of Mandalorian, that's clearly influenced by recent stuff. But the fact that they're ending it as a trilogy tells you that they at least know they only have a finite amount of stories to tell. And, again, it's what I feel. If you're going to be really taking this all seriously, we want to show what we can do. Not just get something over and done with so we can just keep on making it so we can make the community representative and that's it. Because that just sounds more like I want to line my pocketbooks. In my back pocket, I mean. Line up my wallet is what I mean. That's what it sounds like. And we should be better than that. Because all of these books I've gotten, none of them have disappointed me. For the most part. They have not disappointed me, even when they've been delayed. It ended up being worth it. I have yet to get a book where I got it and felt like, okay, maybe initially, like Flying Fortress, those initial pages were like, but the later, as I read through it, it made it worth it. There's a bunch of others where it's worth it. Because like I said, when it comes to creators, I could care less about what they say off screen, so long as it's not directed at me. Call me selfish and all that. It's just how I am. And I will still back a person because it catches my interest. If none of you guys want to, hey, more power to you. I'm not going to hold it against you. Because I can understand. I understand why so many people want to just give up on Doug because of how he's been or what he's done in other campaigns. Perfectly fine. But with me, I put in my money, I've got to my books, and I've been able to get a good product out of it. That's all I really need. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who are like that. Not all of them are like, oh, it better be done to my specification. If it's not, I'm going to raise hell. Or whatever goes through people's minds. Those who do that feel like feel entitled. Those who are doing it And again, this goes for both sides. Now again, there shouldn't be these many delays. There really shouldn't. People should have them ready to go within reason as soon as they can. Not just slap it all together, put on the campaign and then delay and delay and delay because you want to take all the time in the world to do drama and all that stuff. Again, we all used to be comic fans. And if many of you are the comic fans you guys say you are, I think some of you would feel like we need to change tactics. We need to focus more on what makes a good book rather than what can get us more money. We need good stories with good artwork, all that stuff to be done. Now I know art is subjective, comedy is subjective, all that stuff is subjective. But there's some out there where, come on guys, just look at them and you're like, really? Where people are starting to back that? Really? I can think of a bunch of other reasons why they're backing it. But it ain't because of the product itself. Not going to go into specifications. But yeah, you have just things like that, and it's just like, again, like I've said, I think I don't know if I said at the top, but there are times I've considered not doing a campaign. I want people to buy my book. Getting back into that topic, I want them to buy it because of what I put into it, because of the effort I put into it, because of they liked my ideas. Not because, someone told them to, someone promoted it. I've created drama, so start doing it so you help support me. And the artwork's pretty, but I don't care really much about anything else. Because if I can be brutally honest, now again, this is just an observation. I am not saying this as fact, but from my observation, it feels like you could have a book and someone within Comicsgate come up with a book that's mostly blank pages and people will still buy it and support it and defend it. That's what it feels like. And really, if any of you out there really are thinking about it and look at it, you probably feel the same way too. Again, I'm not saying that all is a bad thing, but we really need to make some very strong products that are actually being backed and supported by people. And here's the other big thing. People from the outside. We need to have books and everything that people that are not within the community would want to read and buy. Doesn't have to be because they have an IP that everyone recognizes. If you want to do original stuff, you should try and shoot to get the most amount of people you can get. Not just put something out there that fits a checkbox, and then, I got a campaign. Hey buddies, come back it. Sure thing, buddy. Because in the end, that's only going to last so long. And we really, if everyone is serious about what they want, we really need to keep on pushing it for the better, not for the worst. I'm kind of rambling now, I openly admit, but there should be good extras, there should be good books and all that stuff, because I've always been of a belief of it's what it's in the content, it's what the story is told and how the story is told that should matter. It's just because, again, now if you want to buy it because it's just the artist, that's fine. You're welcome to do that. Or because it's your best buddy. But if you're doing it because you just want to be loyal because they are loyal to the group, or if you're doing it purely out of, this and that, as in anything beyond the main product itself, then that's not right. Because I'll end on this last note. Feels like there's more people becoming creators out there than there are actually being customers. And it even feels like more people that are backing it are backing fellow creators more so than they are being customers wanting to back the book. Again, I'm not saying that as an absolute statement. I'm just saying as an observation. Really. This whole place, people think it's evolved. Yeah, it's evolved. But it's evolved into a thing that I personally do not feel is sustainable. I personally feel that it's not going to be wanting to bring new people in beyond what's in the group. And also I personally feel like this whole how things have become with the crowdfunding is going to eventually lead to diminishing returns among anyone that wasn't already started, from the initial grouping. More people show up, just pull stuff out of their butt, just to try and, like I said before, make a checkbox, and then put it out the door. Again, I'm saying that's what it feels like, and that's where it feels like we're heading. It's just my feeling. That's what my gut is telling me. Feel free to disagree. Say so in the comments if you want. But we need to be better, that's all I'm saying. We got a lot of great books here. A lot of other books being planned for the future. A lot of other books are still being worked on, but we still need to make sure we can get the products out on time. And yes, on time does matter. Because actually, I'm going to say that for a second. And this is one thing, right, for you, Ethan, and any of those others who are being delayed. Some of those, I backed the books long ago, my own money, and I'm still waiting. And some people are willing to wait, and I was willing to wait. But I do so because I hope it's going to be good, and I hope it doesn't happen again. If it feels like, you shouldn't be pushing, take all the time in the world once you start the campaign. Take months, years, because the end result's going to be worth it. Some regards, yes, but that's a gamble. I personally say, go with your boy Zach and Tim Lim. Get all, if not at least most of the books ready to go, and then start your campaign. Don't start your campaign with very few pages drawn, and that's it. Because getting it out on time and of good quality is a lot better. And also having a deadline for yourself is not always a bad thing. I know for Ethan it can be atrocious, but for others, you guys should come up at your own pace and know your own limitations. Now, of course, if there's a real world emergency, fine, obviously. That's obvious. But for the case where you'd rather focus on your YouTube channel, among other things, than you are wanting to get the work done, you're going to get an inferior product. Yep. That's all I wanted to say here. Hope you guys enjoyed mine and Ingrid's Sonic review earlier. And who knows what this weekend will bring. I'll catch you guys later.